How are ya?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Can't complain. Just out here hustling. You know how it goes.
That's what's up, man.
How
Trying to
you
go
How
up
you
something.
doing? What you working on?
Right now, we have a tour coming up for Hardees Music. Tour coming up December 6th. We'll be hitting New Jersey, New York, and Philly, and then the second half of that will be out North Carolina, South Carolina, and what's the other one? And Virginia. Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I didn't know that it was like that.
Yeah. Not like a huge tour. It's like a, a promotional tour. We're going to be going out, networking with people, handing out flyers. Real like street marketing, real guerrilla marketing type shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, that's still I respect the hustle for sure.
Appreciate it, man.
You're out here traveling to multiple states. Not everyone's willing to do that. How long have you been doing this?
How long been doing harder music or business period?
Let's go with business period, and then we'll move on.
Well, see, my story is kind of weird because I just literally started. I started getting into business around 2017. I wasn't always just like entrepreneurial, motivational dude. I started from very small. Didn't have a lot of connections. Didn't have a lot of knowledge about anything. Just even in 2016, I like to keep it the truth. I like to tell people, I'm not trying to bullshit no one. I'm not trying to put out some false narrative. I didn't always have my head on straight. I was hanging around the wrong people. I was doing bad things. I was, stealing stuff. I was doing really bad stuff. And it didn't hit me until 2017, late 2017. That I wanted to completely do a 360 of my life. I wasn't happy where I was. I wasn't happy with who I was. When I looked in the mirror, I didn't like who I seen. So that's when I really strapped down. And I always had a music background. I started out as a music producer like a couple of years ago. That's all I knew how to do was just produce music. So I
Right.
would send my beats out to people, and I had a music background. That's all I had. So at that transition, I was like, okay, so I know music. Maybe I should, try to form. Maybe I should start managing artists. Maybe I should start, a label. I didn't really think of it in my head as a label at first. I just wanted to know that I wanted to do something with music. So in 2017, that's when Hardees Entertainment started. I started managing people. I started, I cut off the bad people I was with. Not too bad. They weren't like serial killers or anything.
Right.
Cut off the people that I was hanging out with. I just completely changed. Like I was on the computer. I didn't know shit about. I didn't know anything about music. I didn't know. I did, but I didn't know anything about the music business.
The business, right?
Music
Yeah.
and music, two are totally different things. I didn't know shit about anything, so I just read. I researched. Okay, how do I get my LLC? How do I do this? How do I do that? Okay, who am I supposed to network with? How do I put all these pieces together? I swear to God, I'll tell you right to your face, for 2 weeks straight, didn't sleep, didn't do anything. I was just on the computer grinding, figuring out how to do it, putting puzzle pieces together, and fast forward 3 years later, we're a 7 deep company now. I have people out in Baltimore, have a representative out in Norfolk, Virginia. We have 2 artists that we're managing right now, and we're on our first tour. So
That's awesome. So you said this started in 2017?
yes.
Okay.
So it's gonna be
How
3
old?
years. August 14th.
Okay.
2020 will be 3 years.
How old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
How old do you think I am?
Let's go 25, 26.
25, 26?
Uh-huh.
Nah, man, I'm 21 years old.
21. Wow.
Yes,
It's the
sir.
facial hair that does it. See, because I don't have any.
Yeah.
So anyone who has facial hair, I immediately assume that they're much older than I am.
There's no shave November, so I'm trying to.
Yeah, and you also carry yourself a certain way. Like, you're very mature, I feel like. You know what I mean?
Oh, you think I'm mature? I really appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, you talk like the charisma and the energy of someone who's a lot older, a lot more experienced. You know what I mean?
You should know me on camera. I'm a fucking goofball.
No, I'm the same way.
Right.
Yeah, so what was it that made you want to change your life? Like, was there any specific event or what made it click for you finally?
I know the exact. I got 20%. I know the exact event. So I was hanging out with my friend. I still talk to him now, but it's not nothing like it was back then. To have the exact story for you. So It was me and my friend. Where are you from?
I'm from Florida.
Florida. Do you guys have 7-Eleven?
We do. Yep.
Yeah. So we're outside 7-Eleven, right? And we were just in the car, and we weren't doing shit. Like, do you just have one of them days? Oh, you probably don't do this anymore. But you know, when you were like, how old are you?
21.
21. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, we know about those days where we just hang out in summertime and just don't do
literally nothing all day. Yep.
And I swear to God, this was like, yo, I have to stop doing this. So we were in the car. My friend was sitting in the passenger seat, and we seen a guy. He was standing outside 7-Eleven, and he was smoking like a cigarette, right? And he was just, he was black, and he was kind of overweight, and he was just sitting there, and he was like, at least he had to be in like his 30s or late 40s, and I just seen that. I looked at him and I looked at myself, and I said, "Wow, what I'm doing right now, how I'm living right now, I literally seen myself at 30 and 40 years old.
Wow,
I literally seen that, and I knew I had to see it, and I said, damn." And because in my head I'm like, what the hell? Because it's like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning right now, and this dude is just standing outside of a corner store just smoking a cigarette.
Right.
And I'm looking at him like, wow, what a loser. He's not doing anything with his life. But what the fuck am I doing?
Right. It's like a self-image, self-reflection. Yeah.
I'm on the same path he's going. And you know, to my friend, I'm like, I tell my friend, I'm like, yo, you're gonna end up just like that. I'm just like messing with him, and he's like, no, I'm not. And I told him, I was like, yeah, if you keep living the way you're living, you're gonna end up just like him. And then he said these words to me. I'll never ever forget what he said. He said, well, you're doing the same thing.
Wow. Yeah.
He said, you're doing the same thing. From that moment, I realized that I'm a leader. What I do, everyone else is going to do. So if people see me wasting my life, people see me doing stupid shit, they're going to waste their life and they're going to do stupid shit. So with that day, you know, pulled out of there, went home, just really had to sit down, talk with myself in the mirror, like, yo, Khendriix. Well, I didn't call myself Khendriix back then. I was Kyle. Like, yo, bro, what are you doing? What's going on? You're 19 years old. You're 19 years old. You don't have anything. What's going on? So to answer your question, it was that day that completely changed everything.
And so you said you wanted to start the record label, not knowing what it was then.
No.
Did you know that immediately? Like, was that your first instinct? Was that like your first idea, or did you have anything else that you kind of like? How did that fall onto?
Well, I had a friend because I used to go to college. I was only in college for a semester, and I knew someone. He had his own record label. Well, I guess his own like little record label, I guess. And he was kind of doing what I wanted to do. He had like his own label. He was managing artists. He was doing stuff in the music industry. Let me say about 19%. He was doing stuff in the music business. He was throwing parties. He was kind of like the big man on campus, I guess you would say.
Right.
And I kind of knew him, and I kind of always, in my head back then, when I was 19, I was like, I can never do that. Look at me now. But it was back then. Yeah, it was around that same time, and I was like, you know what? I could be doing what my friend was doing back in college. I can do that. I can do it better. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know because I had all the pieces. I had all the puzzle pieces together, but I had no idea how to actually put them together.
Yeah.
I knew about music. I kind of had an idea about radio promotion. I kind of had an idea about social media and how to do it, but it just took. It's like I'm telling you, man. It took at least 2 weeks of just nonstop grinding, nonstop research, nonstop work to really put it together and call it something. I didn't really think too far about the name. I just really wanted to get my message across. It was just really crazy how the whole thing started out. It was really crazy. I had a friend, two of my close friends. I don't want to leave this part out. They gave me like a little loan. Like I think they gave me like $700 to like start my own. I had like my little because I had no money. And at this time I didn't have anything. My phone wasn't in service. I didn't have a job. I didn't have money. I didn't have anything.
Wow.
I completely started from scratch. I drew up. I think I still have it. Where is it? I want to make this really cool.
Some OG moments. Heck yeah.
Hold on, man. All right, boom. Yep. I don't know if you can read that.
Mm-hmm.
It says Harder Music. Let me see if I can flip the camera around. This was the first business plan. Hardees Entertainment LLC. Read the date.
August 8, 2017. Yep.
Still have it. Everything was, oh shit.
Wow.
I mean, I was 19 years old when I wrote this out.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Goals, objectives. I had competitors. I had a SWOT analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and whatever. I had all of it written up. Still here.
And you came up with this just by doing your own research.
Yes, sir.
You weren't at any point like almost full of self-doubt because of your age? Like you didn't let your age influence you? Like, I'm only 18, like how could I possibly manage other people or anything like that? You know what I mean? Because I feel like nowadays a lot of people put age as a big excuse as to why they don't do it, either being too young or being too old.
Right. So putting age into it, I think age was like the last thing I was even worrying about, because at this point in my life, at this time, at this certain spot, it was all a go. Everything was a go. So at my age, the amount of money, and keep in mind, yes, I was 19, I had no money, I had no this, I had nothing, I didn't really have a connect, I had no network, I had nothing. So age was just a part. Age is just a minuscule part of everything that was against me. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So everything was against me. So there was no point in not totally going for it. If this would have happened when I was 25, if this would have happened when I was 30, it would have been the same exact outcome. Mm-hmm. So I guess age, and even now, thinking now, I really don't think age has a lot to do with, starting anything. If you're 14 years old and you want to be an entrepreneur, okay, but I mean, if you really know how to make money, if you really understand, if you really have a understanding of consumer behavior and how to relate a message across to people, even at 14 years old, at 7, I say go all out for it, because you can always fall back at flipping burgers. You can always go back to a university, but something you can't always do is go for that one thing that you always wanted to do. So
and live with regret. Yeah, it's the worst thing you could possibly do.
Yes, sir.
So how are you growing? What are you doing to kind of expand yourself right now? I know you have a big social media platform right now, specifically on Instagram.
Flattered for you to say that, but I wouldn't consider I'm big.
I see your Instagram coming up to 10,000 followers. That's no joke.
Yeah, man, I've been stuck there for a while. It's crazy. But to expand myself, I'm not really into the stepping on the scale every day type of thing. I'm just taking it day by day. I'm not watching the water boil. If you understand what I'm trying to say, I'm just kind of taking it day by day, doing what I'm doing. It works, and compounding over time, it'll all work out.
Just kind of taking the momentum and riding it as it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to talk about a very interesting thing that you brought up with TikTok. And on your Instagram story, you made an interesting comparison. And you think that Instagram is still king, even though TikTok is what is blowing up and what is hot right now. Can you elaborate a little bit as to why you think that, and just talk a little bit about that?
Okay, so I think mainly because in America, we have the tendency to slow things out of proportion. And I'm pretty sure you understand that. Just like in 2016, like the whole Ebola outbreak, everyone thought, 2 people have Ebola, and we're all gonna die. And 2 people died, and it's a big ass thing. And just a couple months ago, the fires in the Amazon, they were saying, if the Amazon burns down, we're all gonna die. Are we not breathing right now? Mm-hmm. It's perceived value versus actual value. So when I said the TikTok was the 6-foot stack of money, it was a 6-foot stack of $1 bills. Instagram is only Instagram right now is a 3-foot stack of money, but it's $100 bills. And what I'm saying is TikTok definitely is number 1 on the App Store. It definitely has the potential to be a very big app, but the actual value and the perceived value are 2 different things. TikTok right now, I think, is a very good segue for people to find out the other avenues of which you already have. Let's say if you're big on TikTok, TikTok has yet to translate into something else, if that makes any sense.
It's very new.
Right. If it's in its infancy stage, it's very new. So if you're big on TikTok, that doesn't really mean anything else but you just being big on TikTok. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
If you're big on Instagram, has respect. Instagram has its maturity. Instagram has its credibility. So if you're big on Instagram, that can translate to YouTube. That can translate to real life respect. That can translate to other avenues. But as far as TikTok, it's still in its infancy stage. It's still brand new. And the majority of the users on the app are like 13, 14 years old. Not trying to bring age into the realm, but it doesn't have the respect yet. The content of the creators doesn't have enough respect for it to equal, real life currency, real life respect in the outside world. So when I said the two are two different, one appears bigger, but one has a lot more value. And who knows, maybe next year TikTok will, be a little bit bigger. But I said they'll have to innovate, pictures. They'll have to innovate stories. They're gonna have to innovate creators that have some type of CTA, some type of call to action. Swipe up, click this link, click that link. They're gonna have to innovate. Maybe group chats. I know they have the DM now, but the rates of consumption on TikTok is way too quick and it's way too fast, and I think that's diminishing our attention span. So now we're not even respecting the content. We're going past content to see something that we want to see. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna surpass the ads. We're gonna surpass someone with a meaningful message. We're gonna surpass everything just to see something frivolous. So I think the app needs a lot more respect and it needs a lot more maturity before we even compare it to Instagram. So that was my thesis on that.
Do you think that TikTok has the potential to one day overthrow Instagram?
I mean, on the App Store, it did.
Right.
But in real life, that's gonna take a lot more time to even make that hypothesis.
Right. You don't think so? Like, I don't know if you know who Charli D'Amelio is on TikTok. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you've seen her videos. No, you haven't seen her. Well, she's like this 15-year-old girl. She's got like 2 million followers on TikTok, and all she does is post videos of her dancing. Like, she has no substance to her content or anything like that. Literally, all she does is post videos of like the trendy dances or whatever. And she just got invited to go to, I don't know if you know what Famous Birthdays is, like the website where they have like, yeah. She just got invited to go to that. She has a bunch of sponsorship deals. She got invited to go to talk to Gary Vee. I don't know if you know who Gary Vee is. I'm assuming you do.
Oh, that's mine.
Right, that's the dog, yeah. But her being one of the biggest people on TikTok, she's already making all of these connections and all of these she's expanding outside of TikTok. But it was through TikTok that she was able to get to that.
Right.
So I'm just kind of interested as to like, yeah, no problem.
Keep going.
No, I'm just kind of interested as to like your perspective on that necessarily, because you also said that TikTok is more for like 13-year-olds, and I know you say you didn't want to really bring age into it, but like for me personally, I have 8,000 followers on TikTok, and
yeah, I've seen you doing your thing, man.
yeah, I appreciate it. But out of those 8,000, I would say, just based on me like quickly scrolling through it, a good 65 to 75% of my followers are older than I am.
Right.
So I'm just kind of like intrigued as to if that shifts your perspective on anything, or because I see that you post a lot on TikTok too, but most of your content on TikTok isn't like TikTok based. It's more of like your stories that you put on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm really trying to incorporate a TikTok Khendriix. I'm really trying to understand how I can go into the TikTok community, but I just don't. It makes perfect sense. Your majority of your followers are older age. This one girl has 2 million followers. Yes, I understand all that. All that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But all my thesis was that I just don't think that TikTok has the respect yet.
Quite yet. Okay.
Yeah, it has the respect quite yet. And you said how old she was? How old was she?
She's 15.
Right. So being 15 years old on the upcoming app. You and I would be lying to ourselves if we said that her being 15 had absolutely nothing to do with the level of success she had.
Right. Yeah.
So it's one thing, a little girl walking in somewhere and making everyone laugh versus a grown man doing it. Mm-hmm. One's cute, one's awkward as fuck. So it goes both ways. So I think that the app is gonna have to mature a lot more for it to make actual more sense, because she just blew up from dancing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's one thing about blowing up. The faster you go up usually means the fastest you go down. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
easy come, easy go.
Right. So I think TikTok needs a lot more meat and less potatoes. If that analogy makes sense, because the only reason why this girl is getting this attention is because she is young and she's on a young emerging app, and she has a lot of eyeballs on her right now. It's not necessarily what she's doing; it's just how she's doing it.
I see.
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So she's gonna reach a cap in her whatever her career is, and it's not gonna go anywhere. It's perceived. It's just what I said. It's perceived value versus actual value. The actual value of this girl is jack shit, because all she's doing is dancing. The perceived value, however, is, this 15-year-old girl has 2 million views on TikTok. That's the headline read.
Right, yeah.
That's the headline read. Girl on TikTok goes viral for doing crazy dances. That's not value at all. Mm-hmm. That's perceived value. The actual value of her is little to none. So do you understand how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I was saying. I mean, kudos to her. I mean, she's doing her thing, but I mean, what is she really doing?
Right, yeah, of course. Okay, so let's go back to your record label. Tell us a little bit more about what that is about for you personally.
So Hardees Entertainment is a full-service promotion, marketing, distribution company that, puts artists on a pedestal to set them up to have successful careers in the music and entertainment business. That's our motto. I don't really follow the normal way of doing record labels, because mostly record labels, they back in the day, I kind of run mine like the old school way. I don't know if you know any like Motown or Interscope or Uptown.
Very basic. I know of them. I don't really know much into them. You know what I mean?
Def Jam. I really have an old school method. I like taking artists from the fucking dirt and making them something.
I see.
And that takes a lot of knowledge, takes a lot of patience, and you're gonna waste a lot of fucking time. I've wasted a lot of time with artists because this is the way I believe in doing it. Just like I don't know if you know. Never mind. Well, this is the way I like doing it, because I don't like, picking hot. Just back to what we said: perceived value versus actual value. The way the music business works now is that labels will go to what perceives as valuable. Mm-hmm. They want to go to little girls that dance on TikTok and have a bunch of million views, so they can manage her and just monetize off of her already made success. You understand?
Right. Yeah.
The way I want to run my business and want to run my company, I want to start from when the person has absolutely nothing. I want to be right there from the beginning to the end. I want to build with that person. I want to make a new sound. I want to make a family, a community around this person. And that is what's going to hold the company strong, because there's lots of labels that come in and they get all these people and they hire all these fucking people. That's why businesses, period, end, because they're built around, it's built about a bunch of metrics and money.
Money, yeah.
It's not built around respect, not built around integrity. It's not built around leadership. It's built around a bunch of money and attention and all the wrong things. So the way I'm doing it is going to take fairly longer, but I'm going to reap the benefits of keeping my circle tight all the way through. So, working with King Khaled, I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
King Khaled and Moojak, they're two local artists I'm from Maryland. Mm-hmm. And, we just had an interview at BUE State. Yeah, BUE State at the local college, interview one of my artists. So we're doing it we're the tortoise right now. We're not the rabbit. We're going very slow. We're taking things very slow, and we're gonna build relationships. We're gonna do everything right, and we're gonna reap the benefits in the long run. So that's how I'm running my company.
Wow. Okay. Well, it sounds like you know what you're doing. It sounds like you. What I find most.
I know what I'm doing.
Yes. The most impressive thing, I think, was the business plan that you were able to come up with completely at 19 years old, just like off of 2 weeks of research. That's awesome.
Appreciate that, man.
Just goes to show that like anyone at any age could literally do whatever the fuck they want.
Anything, as long as they need to. I suggest everyone has to have that life changing 7-Eleven moment. You have to see, sometimes just someone telling you, oh, you have to get your life together, you have to do this, you have to do that. Sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes you have to literally see You have to literally see it.
Right, it has to happen to you.
To look at the guy smoking outside the store and say, do you want your life to end like this? You have to have it happen so you can make that drastic switch and just go all in. So anyone watching this, I just want you guys to know that it's definitely not impossible. It's not impossible to do anything, but you just have to have, I have 10 rules to success. Rule number 1, you have to be crazy. That's the rule. No, rule number 1, you have to be crazy. You have to be insane, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So you have to go at something, and make it something. You have to obsess and go crazy over something, or you're just not. You're not going to do it. Either one of the two things is going to happen. One, you're going to go for something, not obsess over it, not be crazy, and just to be okay with the mediocre results, or it's just not going to happen. I suggest you have to. You have to. It sounds unpractical. It sounds crazy, right? But yes, because it is, motherfucker. So, because this is just how I am. I can't attach myself to something I'm not crazy obsessed about, or
half-ass it. Yeah,
I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. All right. Any advice you have for someone who is trying to follow in your footsteps? Maybe someone who's even older than you, just trying to get started in the music industry and in that kind of avenue.
Well, yeah, the music. The record industry right now it's kind of. You have to, you can't. What do I say? Well, back in 2017, let me start here. Back in 2017, I think that was probably the most prominent year for making long-term plans, if that makes any sense. It's 2020 now. That's a whole different. That was a 5-year plan. Right now, I know I showed it off. I flexed it, but I'm not doing a lick of any of that in that plan right now. It's only been 3 years. So I think the best way to run businesses now is to be a complete sponge, just to completely take everything in and adapt to what's going on right now. I wouldn't suggest anyone, make some big long 10-year plan and how they're going to totally map out how they want the whole entire thing to go. Because I learned quick, trust me, I learned quick that, oh shit, this shit changes every fucking week.
Oh yeah.
So in the music industry, one sound might be hot. Next week we might be listening to something completely different. Now you have to completely throw out that plan and get a new one. So anyone that wants to make a business literally right now, I would literally suggest you, kind of like what you said on your TikTok, if you want to join something, if you want to join anything, you have to be a student first. You have to absorb what's already going on in that community before you try to throw something out there. So look at how it's going on now. Look at what's hot right now and try to, maneuver your way into what's already going on. Try to blend in. Not blend in, but try to blend in so you can stand out. So that would be my advice. Don't make any long-term plans because it's going to get trashed by next year. So
okay. And for someone who is specifically trying to get into something similar that you're doing, what is the first step they should take?
What am I doing as far as what I'm doing?
As for record label, someone who has the idea, pretend your 19-year-old self.
Okay.
You have no idea where to start. You're just getting started to research. What is the biggest piece of advice you would give yourself to that 19-year-old Khendriix?
Okay, so what a big mistake I did when I started out, I was looking to make money.
Okay.
I was looking, if I'm with an artist, how the fuck am I gonna get money off of this person? And what I would suggest to you right now, if you're trying to make a living right now, get that idea out your fucking head, because it's not about that at all. It's about helping that artist achieve their goal, not yours. It's about providing value. It's about, you have to be I learned this the hard way. You have to be in a position where you can help someone without losing value from yourself.
Right. Yeah, no, 100%.
Make your cup full before you try to pour in everyone else, or you're gonna stretch yourself thin, and you're gonna be on narcotics in a couple months. But what I really want to say is that focus on the artist. Don't worry about money. I know that sounds weird. I'm in business, dude, and I need to make money, but that's not really how it works. See, how it works is it's a everything's long term. I know it's crazy contradictory. You know, it's long term, but you just set out to make a long term goal. I know that's how it is. But I didn't make it. I mean, I'm just telling you how it works, dude.
How it works, yeah.
So it's very long term. You're not gonna see your first check in a while. You know, our last paid gig was what? I can't even remember when the last time we got paid to do this. The first 3, 4, any income. You're starting a restaurant, a strip club, a bar, whatever. You're not really gonna start profiting until what, like year 5?
If you're lucky, if you're good at what you do, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, with a record label, it's like it's not like there's cash register. I'm not selling a product. I'm not selling a service. We're completely compounding, making something try to pop off. So my first thing was to get money at your head. Second thing is learn the goddamn business. You know, like you need to know about royalties. You need to know about what's a mechanical royalty. You need to know, you know, what's master, what's publishing. You need to know what's a 360 deal. You need to know what's distribution. You have to know the different labels. You have to know how they're structured. What's an A&R? What's a rep? What's a fucking manager? What's a road manager? What's a assistant manager? What's a CEO? What's a CFO? You have to know the business structure, know how it works, know the ins and out. So number 2 would know the business, know how it works. Number 3 would definitely be you have to get your network out. I started the hard way. The way I do shit, I jump head first into it and I fuck up. That's how I learn shit. I want to suggest anyone do that. You have to be like a superhero to do that shit. But I would recommend you have to have a network. You know what I'm saying? Like your network is your net worth. So if anything, if you live anywhere, you have to be out. You have to be in the mix. You have to be seen. You have to talk to people. You have to be in their face and talk, smile, even though you're sad. You have to talk and converse with people. You get that radio person's number. It's a crazy networking battle royal. It's fucking crazy out here. You have to be a extroverted communicator in order for it. That's going to determine the success you have. If you're introverted and you don't really like talking and you're really to yourself, dude, this shit is not for you. Business is not for you. Life is not for you.
Right,
Don't come out the house.
Go work a 9 to 5 and yeah.
Yeah, just go be behind go do something else, man. You can't be introverted and to yourself and standoffish and shy. That's gonna get cut real quick because you're gonna get overshadowed by people that are hungry and want this. So that would be the 3 things. You know, learn the business. The 3 things. Don't think about money. Learn the business and be an extrovert. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do this. It's already been close to half an hour. That was awesome. There was a lot of great value in this.
Yep.
I'm going to message you. I'll let you know when I kind of edit this a little bit and kind of air it out and see where it goes from there.
Thank you, Jesus.
All right, Khendriix. It was a pleasure to see ya. Take it easy, man.
Remember, less talk, more work.
That's right. Yes, sir. Take it easy.